Okay, so I already have said what is gain. So you considered V in as VGS, and then you have solved for this circuit, and you found that the gain is the intrinsic gain of the system is GMR0, which is equal to 2 by lambda V over voltage. Okay, VOV. So today also at the end we will see that the gain, we will again calculate the gain. We will see that both the gains that are calculated are same. Then we have shown you that what is the actual case. This is a special case wherein I said that the actual gain will depend on the RD that you put outside in the circuit outside this MOSFET. So this will also influence your gain, and how it will influence I have shown you. Then I have discussed different capacitance. So there are basically 4 capacitance associated with the MOSFET. So it is very easy to remember if you once draw the circuit. So it's between each terminal you have a capacitance. Okay, and there is another capacitance which is oxide capacitance. When there is no channel, this oxide capacitance actually plays a vital role. Okay, and these are the formulas. And for saturation region, I said that the maximum share of the capacitance will be towards source side, because source side is grounded and the channel will shift towards that. So this will play an important role during saturation. However, almost in every cases we will use C in as Cox WL. Okay, so this is I calculated how omega t is influenced by C in and what is the value of C in. So you have now the value of omega t as well. Okay, and we calculated for the saturation. Why? Because our operation is in saturation mode. And this is the small signal model. Now in the small signal model, you have different parameters like the capacitances like gate drain capacitance, gate source capacitance, gate bulk capacitance. So you have 4 terminals: gate, drain, bulk and source, and the capacitances are placed accordingly. So if you have a drain bulk capacitance, it is put between drain and bulk. So it is not very difficult to realize this small signal model of MOSFET. You have the current source GM VGS, and you will have an input voltage VGS. This is your V in. Okay, and this is your output resistance R0. So everything I have calculated. Now there is only one term which you will find is extra. This is GMB VSB. Maybe VSB. This is GMB VSB. So I will discuss it further. But before I go to the next slide, I would like to say that there are few resistances here as well. Okay, just like in BGT I showed this PB dash, EE dash, CC dash, just like this. If you consider it D dash, there will be an resistance here, there will be a resistance, and even here there will be a resistance. So these are all internal terminals, the dash values. Okay, D dash, G dash, S dash, and then you have resistances. However, you can ignore those resistances as well here, but if required you can also put. I'm just for your knowledge, I'm just putting those resistances over here. Okay, so this is your small signal model of the MOSFET. So we have almost calculated all the parameters except this extra current source. Now why this extra current source is coming is because of your substrate biasing. So if you remember the MOSFET, then you'll find that if I bias the bulk or substrate terminal, your VT will actually shift. So previously I said VT is the device parameter that is fixed. Once you have the device, VT is fixed. But now I am saying you have an extra control. Okay, these two statements are contradictory, but what statement I made earlier was a generalized statement, like Vt is fixed. When once you have a device, your Vt is fixed. However, now we will see that the Vt can be changed in either way, positive or negative, if you can tweak this bulk terminal biasing. So this is possible. Okay, what happens when you put biasing to the bulk terminal? If you make this is actually off when there is no biasing, this is grounded, this is grounded, so this junction is actually off, this diode is actually off. But if you make it more reverse biased, a depletion layer will form, right? That means if you bias the substrate terminal with a negative voltage, when you put it negative voltage, this diode will become reverse bias and a depletion layer will form across this source. Similarly, negative bias means previously when it was ground, it was positive, there was already a depletion layer, but now it is negative, so the depletion layer will increase. So whatever depletion layer is creating, it will also affect the channel over here. Okay, what does that mean? Now if you have a substrate biasing, based on that biasing, your turn on voltage will also change. Why? Because previously when there was no biasing in the substrate terminal, you have certain voltage at Vt, certain voltage of turn on voltage of Vt you had. But now as you have put, there are some depletion charge will come here, so you also need to put either excess positive Vt or maybe you need lower Vt based on the biasing to turn on the device, because you are extra charge over there. Now this is clear that once there is an extra charge in the channel, either you need whatever Vt you had, you need either higher or lower value. Let it be whatever biasing, but that is sure. That means the biasing in substrate will definitely change your Vt. So you can control the Vt using the substrate biasing voltage. So now the Vt expression will be Vt0, which is the Vt value at substrate bias equal to 0, plus gamma is a constant, and then 2 phi f plus Vsb to the power half minus 2 phi f to the power half. This is the expression. Now when your Vsb is 0, the Vt equal to Vt0. Okay. Now similarly, your IDS will also be beta n Vgs minus Vt0. It was like IDS was beta n by 2 Vgs minus Vt whole square. Now replace this value Vt here. So you will find minus Vt0 minus 2 phi f plus Vsb to the power half minus 2 phi f to the power half. So this is your IDS value, new IDS value. Now if you differentiate this value with respect to Vsb, which is a finite value, we call it bulk conductance or conductance in the bulk region. So this is your GMV. This is transconductance. GM is transconductance, right? And here we are calculating the transconductance with respect to bulk. Okay, so this is your GMV. So this value, if you calculate, you'll find it is gamma by 2 phi f plus Vsb divided by into GM. Okay, now this term is known as eta. This particular expression is known as eta. So you have GM into eta. Typical value of eta is 0.6. Now if you look at this circuit, both the GMVS and GMBVSB is in the same direction, so it will add up. So now you have 1.6 GM. You have increased the GM. by using the substrate biasing. Okay, by using the substrate biasing, you increased the GM. At this GM value is typically this eta value is typically 0.6. So you have previously GM, now you have another 0.6 GM, so you have effectively 1.6 GM value. So your GM value increased means you can control your gain using that substrate bias. So this is a very important concept that we should know. So that is why we put this term in the circuit. If people say that there is no substrate biasing, or you can ignore substrate biasing, you can ignore from the circuit. That is not a problem. But for the sake of completeness, we should put this term into the circuit, so that just in case in certain case you find that there is a substrate biasing applied, you have this in your mind that there is another extra current source in the small signal model. So that is why we put the whole thing. Okay, so it is called effect of substrate bias. I hope this is clear. Okay, and then let us check the common air amplifier using current source biasing. So what does that mean? Instead of voltage source, we have biased the circuit using a constant current source, IDS, and this is your common source amplifier circuit. Okay, so we are currently considering only AC. So you have V in over here as an input and VO over here as an output. So we know the equivalent 2-port circuit is like this. Why 2-port? Because outside also it is 2-port, inside also, in input side also there are 2 ports. So I have already shown you the equivalent circuit for this previously when I was calculating gain. Even let me show you once, probably that will be helpful. So here, just before calculating gain, when I was finding the limitation of the MOSFET small signal model, then I also have shown you the equivalent circuit model, right? So just using the same circuit model, this is your V in, this is your source grounded, so this is source, this is drain, this is gate. So your gate and source, between gate and source you have V in, between drain and source you have this current source GM-V in, which is which you have got from the small signal model, this current source, and you have an output resistance which is typically R0, and we can write this as 1 by G0. This is conductance value of the equivalent conductance value of the R0. So we can write this as G0, and the output voltage is V0. Okay. Now if you use normal network theory, and from 2-port circuit you will get delta IDS that is flowing through this circuit will be equal to GM-V in this current plus G0 V0 this current, right? Now if you want to calculate GM, you put V0 equal to 0 and you will get GM is equal to del IDS by V in, and when V0 equal to 0. And if you want to calculate G0, you make V in equal to 0 and you will find G0 is equal to delta IDS by V0 when V in equal to 0. So this is normal. In network theory you always have done, you put something 0 and calculate the other, and then put that one 0 and calculate the other. So this is normal mathematics, but our IDS is constant current source. In that case your del IDS is 0. So if you put 0 in this equation, it will be 0 is equal to GM-V in plus G0 V0, or you can write V0 by V in is equal to GM by G0, which is a normal algebra. Let me write one step here, which will be G0 V0 is equal to minus GM V in, right? So if you now write V0 by V in, it will be minus GM by G0. and 1 by G0 is R0. So it is minus GM R0. This is your intrinsic current gain. Intrinsic gain that we have calculated, not current gain. This is intrinsic gain. Remember, in case of MOSFET, there is no current gain because there is no input current because of the oxide. Your input current ideally should be 0. However, there are some leakage currents that flows in the input, but we are not going to consider this. So your input current is 0, so you will not get any current gain in the MOSFET. Okay, so your V0 by Vin is your intrinsic gain, which is equal to GMR0. So this also holds here what I said earlier. If you put a resistance over here for AC, it will appear across this output resistance, and again the actual gain will be little less depending on what RD value you are using. But anyways, whatever we got previously, we got also here. So this is your gain from the common source amplifier.